Can you say something about what kinds of meditation techniques or approaches are most appropriate for each type of person of the thinking, feeling, and action types? The heart has a different way of communication. It is an energy communication, which, it is said, many saints in the world have had. Saint Francis of Assisi is the most famous. Now it has become a matter of scientific truth. Now many researchers all over the world say that plants have very deep sensitivity, deeper than human beings. Because human sensitivity is disturbed by the mind, the intellect. Man has completely forgotten how to feel. Even when he says, "I feel," in fact he thinks he feels. People come to me and they say, "We are in love." And if I insist, "Really, are you in love?" they shrug their shoulders. And they say, "Well, we think we are in love." The feeling is not direct, it comes through the head. And when feeling comes through the head, it is confused. It is not bubbling up from the heart. But scientific researchers have come to know that not only birds, but plants, and not only plants, even metals, have a sensitivity. They feel, and they feel tremendously. They give messages that you may not be able to catch. But now scientists have created instruments that can detect the messages given by them. If they are in fear, they start trembling. You may not be able to see the trembling. It is very subtle. Even when no wind is blowing, the detectors show that the plant inside is trembling very much. When they are happy, they are ecstatic. The instruments show that the plants are ecstatic. When they are in pain, afraid, filled with angriness, rage, all sorts of feelings can now be detected. Something very deep has happened to man, a wound, an accident. He has lost touch with his feelings. If you talk long enough to trees, to birds, to animals, and if you don't feel foolish, because the mind will interfere and say that this is foolish, if you don't listen to the mind, but you bypass it and connect directly, a tremendous energy of feeling will be released in you. You will become totally a new sort of being. You had never known it was possible to be this way. You will become sensitive to pain and pleasure. That's why humanity has stopped the functioning of feeling. Because when you become sensitive to pleasure, you also become sensitive to pain. The more you can feel happy, the more you can feel unhappy too. The fear that one can become very unhappy has closed you, has helped the human mind to create barriers so that you cannot feel. When you cannot feel, then the doorways are closed. You cannot become unhappy, and you cannot become happy either. But try it. It is a kind of prayerfulness, because it is heart to heart. First try with human beings, just with your own child. Sit silently with the child and allow feeling. Don't bring the mind in. Sit with your wife, or with our friend or your husband. Hold hands together in a dark room. Not doing anything, just trying to feel each other. In the beginning it will be difficult. But by and by you will have a different mechanism functioning within you and you will start feeling. Some people can revive their heartfulness very easily. It is not dead in them. For others it may be difficult. Some people are body-oriented, some are heart-oriented, some are head-oriented. Those who are heart-oriented can revive this kind of feeling very easily. For those who are head-oriented, it will be difficult to have any feeling. For them, prayer does not exist. Gautam Buddha Mahavira and the Jain mystic, who lived around the same time, were head-oriented people. That's why prayer was not a part of their teachings. They were intelligent people, well-trained intellectually, logically. They developed meditation, but they have not talked about prayer. Nothing like prayer exists in Jainism, it cannot exist. But it exists in Islam. Muhammad is a heart-oriented person. It exists in Hinduism, but not in Buddhism or Jainism. There is nothing like prayer in those approaches. And some people are body-oriented. They are the potential hedonists. For them, there is no prayer, no meditation, only indulgence in the body. That is their primary way of being happy and their primary way of being. So if you are a heart-oriented person, if you feel more than you think, if music gives you deep stirrings, if poetry touches you, if beauty surrounds you, and you can feel, then the more prayerful approaches are for you. Then start talking to birds and trees and the sky, it will be helpful. But don't make it a mind thing, let it be heart to heart. Be related. That's why people of the heart think about God as a father or as a beloved. Some energy with which they are deeply related. The head-oriented people are always laughing. What nonsense are you talking about, God the Father? Then where is the mother? They always make a joke out of it because they cannot understand. For them, God is the truth. For the people of the heart, God is love. And for the people of the body, the world is God, their money, their house, their car, their power, their prestige. A person who is body-oriented needs a different type of approach. In fact, only recently in the West, particularly in America, a new sort of work has arisen that is for the body-oriented man. That work is based on body sensitivity. A new sort of spirituality is being born. In the past, there have been two types of spiritual approaches: meditation and prayer-oriented. There has never been a body-oriented approach to spirituality. There have been body-oriented people, but they have always said that there is no religion. Because they denied prayer, they denied meditation. These are the Epicureans, hedonists, the atheists, who say there is no God, that we have only this body and this life is all. But they never created a religion. But now a new approach toward entering into the innermost core of life is gaining hold for body-oriented people. And it is beautiful, because these people need a different type of methodology. They need an approach that allows their body to function in a religious way. For these people, Tantra can be very helpful. Prayer and meditation will not be helpful. But there must be a way from the body, also toward one's innermost core. So if you are body-oriented, don't be discouraged. There are ways you can reach through the body, because the body also belongs to nature and existence. If you feel you are heart-oriented, then try the prayerfulness, artistic expressions and approaches. If you feel you are intellect-oriented, then try meditation.